Привет! Здравствуйте, дорогие друзья! Очень рада вас всех видеть, кто присоединяется. Так, посмотрим, кто у нас тут сегодня есть. Так, жду вас, жду, никуда не ухожу. Проверяю, хорошо ли меня видно и даже слышно. Так, все замечательно. Энрико, привет! Джо, привет! Спасибо вам, друзья, что вы со мной всегда. So, my name is Elena Jung, and this is Mindset Monday number 7. On Mindset Mondays, we talk about our mindset behind the scenes of Russian speaking and learning. So we want to improve and get better. That's why we do these Mindset Mondays together, where we discuss all the fears and everything that holds us back from our progress. So today I would love to talk about motivation. So how to stay motivated when we learn Russian, especially in those days when we don't feel like practice, work hard. I believe, honestly, that language learning, and Russian learning particularly, doesn't have to be hard. And there is no such thing in Russian learning as working hard on it. So we can talk about motivation for hours. And for different people, it's different. But in this video, I would love to share my perspective. And as always, your questions and comments are welcome, mostly welcome, as always. And you know that I'm always open for your feedback. And by the way, I want to give you a quick tip. If you feel like when you are watching the replay that I'm talking too slow for you, because I do this with other videos when I watch. If I feel like that it's too slow for me, or I don't really have like half an hour today, I just speed it up. I put it on 1.25 or 1.5 or 1.75. You can do it easily on the settings on the video. And I will be speaking much faster for you. Okay, guys, so let me see how you're doing. Hello, Diana. Hello, Murtaza. Hello, Ahmed. Very nice to see you all, guys. Thank you so much for being here. So there are 7 of you online watching now, and I'm so happy because 7 is my favorite number. Okay, so first of all, I would love to ask you. I know that maybe it's too much to ask to put all the distractions away and focus just on what I'm talking about now here. But if this is possible for you, I get it. Maybe you're making dinner. Maybe you're doing your workout at the gym. Maybe you're playing the guitar, or I don't know, you are spending time with your kids and you are just having me in your headphones. I get it. But this is only once a week when we are doing this here. So I would love for you to pay attention and take notes. So before we jump into this, I want to acknowledge you, and I want to tell you why you are different. Why you are different from 99% of people on YouTube. Because you show up. Because you show up every single time. And you watch it live, or you watch a replay, maybe you rewatch it during the week. That's why you're different, because you are constantly showing up here. And I show up every single week. It doesn't matter how I feel, how many hours I slept last night. It was, by the way, it was about 5. I was just working till very late last night. It doesn't matter. I'm so excited to be here with you today, and everything else doesn't really matter. So thank you so much for showing up today. And this is how you feel your commitment. And this is how I feel your commitment. And this is how you feel my commitment as well. Because this is me standing in front of you, my computer here on Monday, every single week. And my question is, guys, are you just watching? Or do you want to take away something, at least one thing? Do you take notes? Do you really think through what I'm talking about? Would you like to give me a feedback? Because it's okay. It's totally fine to just watch and like or dislike. That's fine if you are here just to watch. But if you are here to speak Russian, if you are here to progress, if you are here to progress, then it's not enough. You cannot just watch and listen. You have to put it in action. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time. So, as we're talking about motivation today, the question that I want to ask you, where do you get your motivation? Especially in those days when you don't feel like learning, when you don't feel like speaking, where do you get your motivation from? How do you get inspired to take action? Enrico, I started use your advices on my study system and I saw progress. That's great. Guys, please let me know how and where do you get your motivation when you don't feel like learning? When you feel like that Russian is too hard, that it's all just frustration and bad endings. I'm waiting for your comments, and while I'm waiting, so for example, yes, we can take motivation from a beautiful song. We hear a beautiful song by Polina Gagarina, for example, or we watch a movie, Battle for Sevastopol, or maybe it's a painting by a black square, beautiful painting, right? Inspiring. Black Square by Kazimir Malevich. Can we get motivated to learn Russian by these things? Yeah, maybe. But we don't want to get super motivated today and to be super frustrated tomorrow. We want it sustainable. How do we get this sustainability? Where do we get this sustainability from? From our results? From our progress? Maybe, maybe not. I think it's yes and no. Why? From family and friends, Ahmed says. Enrico says, I start reading text of songs like Aria. Joe says, motivation comes and goes, but it's goals and values that keeps me moving forward. If I see myself as someone who is learning and improving my Russian skills, then I will continue no matter what. That's great. I absolutely agree with you. But and as Joe says, so this is progress, but is it really progress 100%? I believe that it's not just about progress. It's about seeing our wins. It's about acknowledging our progress. When we see the results, when we acknowledge our progress, our wins, big and small, doesn't matter, then we stay motivated. Because it's very easy at the first place to get motivated, to get inspired by songs, by movies, by paintings, by Russian culture and everything. But how to stay motivated? This is the question. So if we now know that we stay motivated by seeing and acknowledging our results, how do we do it on a regular basis? How do we stay accountable? How do we show up every single day? This is the question. And I believe that you know the answer. We need to journal. We need to track our progress. We need to see and acknowledge the real, measurable, tangible results. Only this way we can get rid of all the stuff that doesn't give us any progress. And we are stick to only that stuff that gives us those 20% of effectiveness. And you know, this is the feeling when you see that progress, that sparkle in our eyes, that, oh my gosh, I was there last week. At the beginning of last week, I had no idea I could do this. I had no idea I could speak live with Elena. I had no idea I could make a friend and speak to him in Russian. Oh my gosh, it's been just a couple of weeks and I'm here now. But it's very easy to forget. It's very easy to get back to our routines and just easily forget about that progress. The only way to keep track is to journal. Do you journal at all? Do you ever take notes? If you take notes, where do you take these notes? Is it on post-it papers? Or is it on your laptop? Or do you write them down? How do you journal? How do you track your progress? Just ask yourself. So my ask for you today, after this video, just sit down for a few moments and list out all your learning activities in Russian. And I mean all of them. If you're texting with your Russian-speaking friend, this is an activity. If you're reading a book, if you're watching a Russian movie or a live show, cooking show, I don't know, whatever you feel like. If you're working hard on grammar, if you're having a lesson with your teacher, if you have a meetup and a language exchange with a language partner, list this all down. If you cannot really remember everything, maybe you have hundreds of activities. If you cannot do it right away, just take your time and take this week. Today is Monday for you, right? So take this week and take notes and look at this as a baseline, as a starting point. You don't have to critique yourself. Like I'm doing too much, or I don't do enough. Your job is just to list this all out. So when you have that list, maybe it's today, maybe it's by the end of this week, write down all your goals with each and every activity you have. Maybe it's just one goal, maybe it's a few goals. For example, with shadowing, it's very easy to have a few goals. You can improve your pronunciation, you can grow your vocabulary, you can get better at reading when you have a transcript. You can build your confidence in speaking, especially if you do it in front of the mirror. So you don't have to write down all of this. Just choose the top things for you. What is the highest priority? So first goes your activity for the day. Then you have your goals for that particular activity. Then you put how much time you spend on this activity every day. Then you can take notes. You can see, does it really work for me? Do I see that I really feel more confident? Or when I do shadowing, I really can retain like maybe one or two new phrases that I can use in real life. So you take notes under each activity. And after that, this is the most important thing. This is the most important thing. This is the most important thing. You have to rate each and every activity for effectiveness. How effective is it for you? And you give it a rating from 0 to 10. But there is always but. You exclude 7. Why? Because it's very easy for us to give 7. It's like it's not bad and it's not super great. So it's 7. It's like golden middle, right? You exclude 7 completely. And then it will be very easy for you to like do this sanity check. Did it work for you or it didn't? So 0 to 10. Then you have the whole week of these activities rated, and you get rid of everything that doesn't give you progress. For me, it's everything lower than 6. So if it's lower than 6, it doesn't really make sense to invest your time in this. And I invite you to see this as investment. And when you write this all down and when you see how much time you spend on each and every activity, you will see that at the end of the week, it will be maybe a few hours of your life every single week. And if this is something that doesn't give you progress, that doesn't work for you effectively, get rid of it. If it's not there for you, if it doesn't serve you, you don't need it. But it's up to you. You can use this rating system as you want. But this is what works for me, and I still do that, not just with language learning, with everything. When I want to see the effectiveness, I rate it and I exclude 7. And one more thing, we assume that all of these activities that you list out for your week, you enjoy it. It's not like just, grammar, 1 hour, or speaking with a native for 1 hour. Oh my gosh. You have to enjoy it. You have to get excited. If it's not hell yes, it's no. Period. So this is my invitation for you today to check your effectiveness, how effective your learning activities are. Then you will never, ever remember this motivation thing in Russian learning anymore. Why? Because you get rid of all the stuff that doesn't give you that motivation, doesn't give you the progress. And just for you, I have a special thing, a surprise, a bonus. I made a template which you can use for, it's like a checklist. So you can use it for yourself for listing out your activities, or you can use my checklist that I created for you. It's just an example. It's not a system that is gonna work for you. Just have a look and see how you feel about it. If you have questions, you're welcome to ask. You can discuss it with your teacher if you have one, or just see how you go during this week. Maybe take another week to check it as well, and then see if it works for you. Great. If it doesn't, it's great too. Just let me know why. Okay. So let me see your questions. Hello, I'm interested in Russian culture and visiting Russia. I heard that focusing on vocabulary instead of grammar will speed ability to communicate. I would better put it not as focusing on vocabulary, but as focusing on communication. When you communicate, even on, I don't want to say this basic level, but on any level you can, when you start communicating in real life, this is what gives you that kind of, yes, you're building your vocabulary as well, but it's not just, sitting with a book and, underscoring the lines that you want to learn. Oh, this can be a great phrase for me to remember to use in real life. How can you use it in real life if you are just reading it in the book, right? So it's the same as reading about swimming. You can read hundreds of books about swimming, about the real practice, about the best swimmers in the world, how they do it, but you have to go in the water. For me, and for you as well, in Russian speaking, that water is real conversations. Even if you don't, even if you haven't ever talked with a native or a Russian speaker at all, that's fine. This is the first time you come close to the water. If you don't want to say a word first time, that's fine. Just stand by the water and see and notice how you feel. Next time you will maybe get just a little bit in, and then you will see your progress again. So vocabulary is great, yes, but the question is how you are growing this vocabulary. So make sure this is a real life, this is real talks, this is real chats, not just, sitting with your books and watching a TV show and not taking notes. And guys, by the way, what I see most of the time on the internet, the Russian learners, they're like, for example, there is a video about the verbs of motion, right? This like, thanks God for the verbs of motion, this amazing thing to create. Thanks Russians, maybe we should say. Or people say like, oh my goodness, I finally got it. I got how you do this in Russian. Okay, thank you so much. And that's it. Guys, there is a huge difference between I finally got it and it really works for me. Huge difference. You can tell. So please, I'm happy for you that you got how we do it with verbs. Or I'm glad that you like watching Russian speaking. Amazing thing, right? But put it in action and see how it works for you. Honestly, when I watch myself these videos about grammar, how people do this in Russian, I cannot stand it. This is just insane how you can just hold this all in your head. How can you use it in real life? You cannot. And you are sitting like, so you first get this word in English, like, learn, учить, учишь. And then you just imagine these huge tables of verbs and endings. Ooh. Guys, please, don't do this. You don't need to do this. Just enjoy the language the way you want. It's insane. You cannot enjoy it if you do it with all this grammar, overwhelming stuff. This is not the language. I was reading on Reddit the other day, like people say, I get so frustrated. I get so frustrated every single day. This grammar is so hard. This is the most hard language in the world. Because this is the way you see it. This is the way they show it to you. There is another perspective. It doesn't have to be hard. You can enjoy the easy way, the natural way. Скайлер, привет, Елена, рад я здесь снова. Скайлер, очень рада тебя видеть. I learned Cyrillic alphabet, but still trying to work on basic vocabulary. That's great. Whatever works for you, just make sure you enjoy it along the way. Is so insulted. So talk, give more sense into what we study, special with native Russians. Keep the frustration away. Yeah, it's very easy to keep it away. Just when you don't get frustrated when you don't really do the stuff that you don't enjoy. Thank you, Elena. I will find a way to get in the water. This is the best thing I've heard today from a Russian learner. This is the best thing. When you are committed to take action, well done. I'm proud of you. So, guys, I don't see that you have any more questions. Let me know if you do. And one more thing, Joa, if you're still there, guys, I just wanted to let you know. Joa, I just want to show you how committed I am for our Wednesday live chat on Instagram. So guys, just a quick backstory. Last time, Joe was playing guitar during our live chat. It was just for a few seconds, but it was amazing. He just did it. And this Wednesday, we are going to play together just for, maybe a minute. I don't know how we will go. We don't rehearse. We will do it live, completely unscripted. We'll see how it goes. I will not tell you what song it will be. We both know, with Joe, of course. We decided on a song last time, but we're going to do it live. We'll see how it goes. It's not in Russian, so we will talk in Russian, but maybe next time we will choose another song and it will be in Russian. So let's keep it cool. Let's enjoy it. Let's get ourselves entertained and learn at the same time, because we learn and we progress so easily when we enjoy ourselves, when we cheer up ourselves and others. So once again, in the description box, I will put the link for you to grab your checklist. You don't have to give me your email address. You don't have to sign up for anything. Just a simple way. Just one click and you get a PDF with a template and with a checklist that you can use for checking your effectiveness in Russian learning. So let me know how it works for you, if you like it, if it was helpful. And I want you to show up not just next Monday, but this Wednesday as well, where we go live and we go wild in Russian, and we're gonna play some cool music together. Okay, stay tuned. Yes, Joe. Okay, Jeffrey Evans, thank you for that. Jeffrey, thank you so much for being here with me today. Guys, I don't know how you see it. I have no idea how you feel it. Not all of you give me feedback and get back to me. I appreciate you. And even if it's just one person here, every single week, I will be here just for you. Thank you. Отличной недели. Спасибо вам большое, что вы со мной в этот понедельник. Я желаю вам отличного дня, прекрасного вечера, чудесных дней рабочих, чудесных вечеров дома с семьей или на каких-то прекрасных мероприятиях. Вы лучшие. Я говорю вам это всегда, и я всегда вам это буду говорить. Спасибо и до новых встреч. Вы лучшие. Пока.